Hi everybody, this is Alchemist 2, and I'm back again with another book review. This time, I read Above the Line, Take 4, which is the 4th book in the Above the Line series. And this series actually takes place before the can't talk. Tongue-tied. It actually takes place before the Bailey Flanagan series that's currently being written by Karen. And in this particular installation, Bailey is figuring out what she's meant to be doing in New York, and the doors on Wicked unfortunately closed. They opened for Tim Reed, whom she was dating, but she wasn't cast, so she decides to audition for Unlocked, and she gets the role. And then Brandon Paul gets the role for the main character of the male lead in the same movie, strangely enough. And Brandon sort of he's not really all that good news, and he's out, according to the tabloids, he's out partying with girls and taking really hardcore drugs, and it just doesn't seem to be that advantageous for her, even though Bailey doesn't know any of this and she's oblivious to the fact that it's evident from the very beginning that she has chemistry with Brandon, which could cause some issues later on down the line with Cody, but actually that comes to a resolution later on. And Andi, who is still pregnant and wondering whether she should go through with the adoption or not, because after she sees those ultrasound photographs, she just breaks down and cries with her mother, and she finds it very difficult to want to give her boy, because she had always dreamed of having a little boy when she actually became a mother, but unfortunately that wasn't what happened when Taz talked her into sleeping with him, and she lost her innocence, and it was really sad. But she's a very good character, she has a good heart, and I know this is a slight spoiler, so pardon me for this, she decides to go through with the adoption, and two of the Baxters, actually part of the Baxter family, end up taking Jonathan. They name him Jonathan, and we know why his name is Jonathan. They call him John. And let's see what else, without giving away too many other spoilers. Chase and Keith, after all the trial and tribulation that they had been through, that actually comes to an end, a good end, a happy ending, one that you would not have expected, and I thought that was really fantastic. Other than that, I'm not really sure what else to say about the last book in the series of the Above the Line series, but I sincerely enjoyed it, and I think anybody who has read Karen's books will get as much enjoyment out of this one as they have the prior ones. And the next book in the Bailey Flanagan series is it's called Longing, and of course I've mentioned this before. It comes out on the 26th, which is actually my mother's birthday, so I'm looking forward to that, and it should be a really magnificent addition to what is already a growing library. And I don't know how Karen does it, how she finds this inspiration, and I know she takes a lot of inspiration from people in her family. She she wrote in the end of, I think it was the very first Bailey Flanagan book itself, learning that she had based Bailey off of her own daughter, but of course the experiences that Bailey undergoes are nothing in comparison to what her daughter is experiencing right now. It's two entirely different worlds, and she based her personality off of her own daughters. So I thought that was very sweet. And as a writer myself, I've seen myself doing that with the characters that I create, and just characters that I see on television, and I take a lot of what I am inspired by music or movies, or just so many things inspire me to write. And apparently she has enough time to do that, and despite her really busy existence. And it takes a lot of effort and time and dedication to write, but in the end, I think it's all worth it. And that's what I have learned from actually reading Karen's books. And I think that other writers, burgeoning writers like myself, can be inspired, and we can be coaxed and exhorted into continuing our work, even though it's maybe not all that profitable in the end. It's a difficult business, but in the end, somebody somewhere will become enlightened by it. And I think that's the main thing that you can carry away from this series, and that it's very touching and emotional. And I think that those of us who come from Bloomington can really relate to it too. And in this, I had to laugh because actually this is outdated now, because in one chapter it mentions Carasota's Theater 11. It's no longer a Carasota's, it is now a AMC Cinema. And I go actually to AMC Cinema 12, and I have been to Cinema 11, but Cinema 12 is nicer than Cinema 11. So I had to laugh when it said it was one of the nicest theaters. It's a good cinema, but not so good as Cinema 12. Cinema 12 is far nicer, and it has more comfortable chairs. And I'm not going to go into that right now, but I just had to smile about that, just because sorry, they're having a football game right next door, and I hate aerial bombs, but our team made a touchdown. Whee! Anyway, that's all I have to say for Above the Line, Take 4, and I would actually recommend reading the Above the Line series before you read Bailey's series, because it makes more sense. And it actually helped me put all the pieces together and see where all the characters are, and just it's episodic, just like Mark Twain. So you can take that to the bank.